you, Dr. Thank you very much. I don't like to magnify or amplify my voice. I never use the mic generally, like the natural vocal. So again, we'd like to thank everyone for coming, and we always say that in essence, you are the one that made this moment famous, not anybody else. So by understanding that you're the one that makes this moment famous, I want you all to give yourself a very robust hand of applause right now. You deserve. How many voices was saying that you have different places to go tonight, and you choose to be here? So we want you to know, you have to know this, that we appreciate your presence. We don't take it for granted at all, at least not myself. I always tell my wife sometimes back that every day that I see her is as if it's the first time. And she used to laugh at me, actually. It's the first time I'm seeing her. And I was serious, because we must not view anything as familiar.
Amen.
Nothing is familiar. Because remember, what you're seeing, nothing out of the way they appear to you. So we can't say we really know anything. So just imagine to know a human being, this child, with all the different channel in the brain,
Yes.
and portals, and you're saying you know this child? You know somebody? So the concept of familiarity breeds contempt. There's some truth to that, because you think you know something.
Right.
We think we know. All of us are seekers here. So the point I'm making, every time I see each one of you, this is the first time. I keep asking, did I see you before? Because you look new. So the idea is, here forthwith, don't look at anything, whether it's nature or a human being or any being, any vibration of forces, of life form. You don't know that thing. An ant. Do you know anything about the navigation of that ant? The metabolization of that ant? Do you know anything about that? So we've been saying, as Dr. J was implying there, that we should start look and observe our thoughts. And I'm just here to encourage us. That's what I generally do. That's all I'm doing. I'm talking to myself. I'm not talking to, remember, the speaker only speaks for himself. So I'm actually talking to myself right now. I am saying that for change to occur, because I am now soaring or swearing a year of silence, and I will not speak anymore. I'm just going to observe. You might think I like to talk. You might actually think so. But I would prefer to observe than talking. The time of talking is over. Long past over. We're in borrowed time. So what that implies, when we're saying that we're going to have to de-emphasize the differences that we have among us and emphasize what we have in common, we mean that time has passed already. So if we're not able, and a lot of the mind are disabled right now, call it psychosis, disabled. If we're not able to start observing our own minds, because nothing's going to change until you observe it. Everything loses its power when you observe it. So you are the observer, and you are the one that is being observed. Not somebody observing you, you're observing yourself. And anytime you start seeing this negative energy, Don't label it. Don't say, boy, this is such a bad thing I'm thinking. Don't label it, because when you label it, you give it energy. Just observe it. This is a science and an art that we have to learn. This hasn't been taught in any of the institutions. All these braggadocious institutions, everywhere from London to US to Canada, people are killing themselves every day. You observe your own thoughts, so you are the observer and you're the one that is being observed. So if there's a negative energy that comes, which will come, because you know, remember the brain is something that it either can kill you or you can use it for life. Because a lot of the things that we're intercepting will never happen. So the fear that we have about standing up for self, that is the problem, the fear itself. Nothing not going to happen. You only have to stand up and believe that what you're saying is true. So nothing going to happen until we accept this evening that we have not been very kind to ourselves. And if you're not kind to yourself, you cannot be kind to others. Automatic. So until we accept that truth, that I, Blackwood Maxwell, have been very selfish. And just in my mind, observing it. I'm not saying it out loud, eh? Because if you label it and say this or that, then you're giving it energy. Just observe it. By observing it, that thing dissipates. It has to dissipate. Because why it dissipates is because you're accepting the truth to yourself. So we go back to this great text in Giza, in Egypt, what our ancestor wrote it, and it remained written in the pyramid wall, that man or mankind, know thyself, and to thyself be true. In language expression, we're saying this is the highest maxim you have in the sense of expression of language. This one. And you know the next one? I am because of you. Look at that. Unity. I am. Anytime you use the word I am, there should be a surge of energy in your solar plex here. That means this light in your inner self. Even if it was going out, you know, you have a pilot light in your solar plex that lights up the body. That's what, when you're recitating someone, is that the pilot light was still there. That means there was still oxygen in the body. So you could come back to life. The temporary existence that we call life. So the point I'm making, anytime you say, I am, when you say I am present, you're saying you're here. You know what that means. To understand what that means, you have to be observing. Then, I am because of you. So when we say you're the famous person here, if anybody is, we are because of you. Vice versa. You are because of me. Each to all to one another. That's a divine arrangement that the universe creates, a divine arrangement. So that's why unity is nothing is more important than that now. You can stay 30 days without food and water for a while, but you're not going nowhere without unity. Nowhere at all. So until we acknowledge that truth, it's not talking anymore. It's to acknowledge, man, know thyself, and to thyself be true. That's the biggest challenge. Any expression that you can speak as language. And the second one is, I am because of you. So all of us depend on each other. So tell me something now, and I'm going to be quickly because I'm going to move fast because we have our brother here and we have Fire here to share a very beautiful thought with us. So I am saying now, the next one here now, I am because of you. We all pick that up?
Yes.
So my brother, your son lived through you, and you lived through. We live through our children. That's why if we don't leave any inheritance for them, the nation gonna perish. Because your children, you're gonna live through your children, to the children. All the children belong to us anyway, all of them. So I'm just sharing this thought with us that we should start recite that. I am. There's a reason why. I'm doing 1 million of those and scattering them everywhere. 1 million. I did that. It cost $20. The next one is a call to conscience. You remember the expression, let your conscience be your guide. So everyone born with that inner, our parents call it gut feelings, gut. Not your sensory. The brother talk about 5 senses. They're all one, they're all physical. They all deal with matter. But the third eye now is really that one that we must, and the last time we did mention that we have to start look at each other more. I see Nefertiti in your face, and see our elder over there, our elder here. In our culture, actually, I'm supposed to ask our elder permission to speak. Like this child, supposed to know, and there's a reason, I just find out the reason why he's been here. Because this is a good example. to teach. We must teach the children, our children, and this is the one principle that could save the entire life of the child. It's one. It was Confucius was asked, the great philosopher of China, what one thing you say that a human being could do to guide the entire life? Not 10, just one. And he used the same expression that Yeshua used. Yeshua is the name they call Jesus.
Yeshua
the Hebrew expression. Confucius said, what you don't like for yourself, don't do it to others.
That's right. That's right.
That is the one rule that can guide the whole life.
That's right. That's right.
Based on observing of self. Because no longer can we go into churches, and I'm a part of the fellowships, because you have to be where your people are to make changes. That's how you effect change. No longer can we sit and talk to the people and don't realize that the people are just dealing with what you call head knowledge. It don't go beyond that. So I am encouraging us. Are you departing, Maureen?
No, I'm coming back.
Okay, thank you. Okay. I am just encouraging us to, and I always speak with passion and urgency because I don't know if we're going to be having this sitting again in this fashion. I don't know that thing. So I have to speak like as if it's the last time I'm seeing you and say what's wrong with Maxwell. You will see when that thing happens. That can happen.
Yes.
So we have to deal with things with urgency, the urgency of now.
Yes. Yes.
That's why we put on all the literature. So we have a call to conscience, gut feelings you have to deal with now.
Yes.
You have to be in the know. You have to know. So we're saying, family, that everybody here, like the brother was talking about quickly, just 1 minute when I'm finishing. The brother was talking about health, isn't the health. We're saying Black Dollars Matter as an umbrella network organization should engage all the people that are in the health field. That's called wheel in a wheel, eh? wheeling a wheel, you don't need steering. You can move anywhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, you don't need steering. You don't need to. So you network with each other. What that means, whatever product you have, you share the idea, the knowledge. Because we're all seekers. Okay? And we're dealing with the principle of just complementing each other. It's the law of mathematics, we call it. Adding to each other's success. Mathematics have two principles, add and even, only. You might think it algebra, what's the other one, drummage. Those are just to exercise the brain, but it's only two principles you use every day, adding and even out. So we were saying the last time we were here, we want to add to each other's success. So the concept of individualism has to go. And you will say, how can that even be? We were not going to succeed until your interest is my interest.
That's right.
So when we come here, we must come with the motivation of supporting each other and building each other up. Now once you do that, automatically you get in success.
That's right.
It's automatic. You don't have to ask, what is in this for me?
Yes.
You know that people asking you that all the time? So I say, they see me, they say, what are you selling now? I say, no, I'm not just selling anything, I'm giving you something.
Yes.
Can we talk about what you do? So we must use the principle of mathematics in adding to each other's success. We're not there yet. We must acknowledge also that we have not been the people who love ourselves. The brother was, Dr. was chanting, that they was chanting, love yourself. It was Jesse Jackson who started off his meeting by saying, I'm a man. How can you, what are you? How can you start off your meeting like that? I'm a man. So who said, why you have to say that? If somebody said, you're not a man, if somebody say that, what does that have to do with you? Don't you know who you are? So this is not something that is trivial. And I know I'm not going to get a lot of standing ovation, but what my interest is to get to the brain that is totally damaged. So it's only the right kind of knowledge can change lives. So you might say the internet is a highway of information. Yes, there's a lot of information, but if you want certain information, you have to pay for it anyway.
Yes.
Legal.
Yes.
So it's not a highway thing. You have to be selective. So I just come here again as I get the opportunity to encourage us not to let this opportunity. Don't say we have this group before and nothing ever come of it. Don't say that. You're giving that thing power. You must be the only one left to be a part of the Black Diamond Battles. Be the only one. Let everybody go. And don't look at the crowd either. You must accept a thing because your own logics verify to you that it is correct. Yeah, we'll invite our friends, yes, but you yourself have to decide that black dollars matter, which is an international concept, cohesive as an umbrella, so nobody have to change anything that they're doing. You just come in with what you've been doing and let's support each other, because that's a law that governs success. The last point there, the lack of money is the root of all evil. So what has been happening as I wind up, I'm getting signals everywhere. What I'm winding up now. So we have been taught that the love for money. Why that was have to be written is because people seems to have no idea what money really is. And when you know what a thing is, then you know what it is not. You don't have to worry about what a thing is not. Just know what it is. So money can only buy things. So you use money and love people.
Right.
You love people and you use money to acquire things. So that's why we changed it by expression, the lack of money. Because the lack of money in the community, why you have this array of children are not in school, not good building, etc. And also brother was saying we should advocate. We should advocate to our government that we install to use the resources for the citizenry. Because they don't own the money. The money belongs to you. The lady said that on Queen's Park, she was experimenting with wages for everyone. As if she's giving you something, it's your money. The fish in the sea, the airwaves there for the radio and television belong to you, my brother. So we have to also get our responsibility in place, because we said the real estate, the health people should come together, the finance people come together in the same Black Dollars Matters. You're networking among yourself. The real estate, our sister there, the auto brother and sisters, go on a big location and see all of those vehicles out there. And all of them represent at least $100. And see how much money we put out there. And no one in our community get $1. They don't eat a lunch from that money you spend. Can you imagine that? That is insanity. So we have to tell ourselves now, this is not nice or anything. We have to decide now, what are we going to do? Are we going to continue or are we going to change? No, I just come here to encourage us to let's be the change. Let's be the change that we want to see. And thank you. I have my brother here. And then we generally have a lot, just as you call my brother, we generally have a lot of dialogue. We talk to each other, right? Because that's what we prefer. But our brother here just come in town, this brother, and we have another sister here that want to share a moment with us. So I'm just asking us to just give us another couple of minutes and let's give them our undivided attention. Okay, thank you.
Brothers and sisters, I got to tell you, I did not know I was going to speak tonight. And so I don't really have anything prepared. I tried to prepare something, but honestly, Uncle Blackwell just made me change my mind. So I'm going to try to blend a little bit together. I was originally going to talk about how we came to be here as a people, how we went from the originators of wealth to the seekers of wealth. I want to change that tact a little bit, because the fact is that there would be no wealth without unity. There would be no wealth without family. There would be no wealth unless we work together. We remember the Pharaoh's names, but who was more important than the Pharaohs? It was the brothers who were hauling the stones.
That's right. That's right.
You know, in the times of old, we think Egyptians were the first of the greatest. The Egyptians, they got everything from Puntland, Nubia, and Zimbabwe, who had their own civilizations and their own technologies before the Egyptians ever stopped roaming around the deserts.
That's correct.
What happened after that? We hear about Carthage. How many of us know today that the Carthaginians were black? The Carthaginians, they're the ones who set up the first worldwide economic system that the Romans were greedy for. So, what is our problem today? Our problem is not that we don't know how to make wealth. We've always made wealth. The problem is they took away the magic that allows us to make wealth, and that is our unity together.
That's right.
That's correct. I hear my brother talk. I hear my brother talk about Willie Lynch. I hear my brother talk about Willie Lynch. We are wearing Willie Lynch. We are eating Willie Lynch. And we are perpetuating Willie Lynch. And I tell you today, I'll tell you straight, I don't think there's a future for us in Canada. I'm native. My mother is half Acadian, half Micmac. So I got no blood in me that this queen and this country wants. And I'm telling you, there is no future here. We can survive better together,
Yes.
Together.
but you know what? We got another homeland.
That's right.
When I went to the Gambia, I met nothing but sand there. At that time, I was in Nyabingi. I never used to show none of you people my locks, my crown.
Wow.
That was sacred to me. But when I'm looking out the window at all that red soil, something inside of me say, hey, and I barely put that thing back on. You know, but to bring it home today, because not everybody can go. But we have to start thinking, what are we going to build here, really? Well, but we got to build more than that. We got to build more than that. And we can't build it alone. We are still living the Willie Lynch. Like, why are there no black communities? Where is the black community? I'm from the East Coast. We have some black communities there. Where's the black community here? The housing? That's the black community here, Toronto housing. Even after the War of 1812, you know, we won the wars for the British. We won the wars. But these people, when they give us land, because we helped them, they refuse to let us put the land together. They strung us out from Windsor to Barrie to Oro. But yet the white farmers would not allow us to walk across their land to build our home. And so they took it from us. And they're doing it today, every way. Every time one of your children go to school and don't go to university and don't think about entrepreneurialism, then they're going in the same line and they are enslaving themselves. We can't do that. I'm so happy to see you here. You know, I gotta tell you, I did not know that the Plaza Hotel, no problem, you can shut off, I gotta end just now. I put a timer on myself because I overtalked, but I'm gonna continue. I did not know that the Plaza Hotel was black owned, run by black people, for black people. 95% of our staff is black. 50% of our management of our upper management owners are black, and they are the operators of this place. 95% of all of the use that we have for these 11,500 square foot special events, black people.
Praise God.
Black people.
Right.
So this is a center of unity. It's one I just found. And I'm so happy to see you here.
Amen.
You know, I truly believe that when you go home and you go out there, you go back to your white communities and everything else, no, you're not going to be a success until we can get all of us together and be success together.
Yes.
There's not one interest any of you mentioned here that I'm not interested in. That I don't need. Look at this boy. You think I don't need a health and nutrition? Tell me about it. So I just want to thank you very much for, if you have any dreams, any aspirations, like Uncle Blackwell, when he came here, he was one of the first people I met when they brought me in. You know, it is so right. The brother who we have coming this weekend, talking about the post-traumatic slavery syndrome.
Yes.
I am a product of that.
We are.
But there's a way to turn it around, and the only way we can turn it around is listen to each other,
Yes.
look at each other,
Respectfully.
be with each other, work with each other.